In a very stressful situation, when we're trying to engage in resiliency, it is very hard because those feelings are very strong and the thoughts can be pretty convincing. We always have a choice. And keeping our choice in mind is vital. It does take courage. It is a very brave choice when we're choosing to not take the bait, not to go on the ride of what the emotion wants to take us on. But it is one that is a choice of self-care as well as caring for those that we love. You want to keep a stance of not judging and not evaluating yourself or the situations or others. Many times strong emotions carry with it this desire to bring the hammer on something, to punish or to hurt or to act out in some way that would bring judgment. We want to avoid that altogether, and so we can face situations kind of with an open hand stance, where what we're experiencing, we may not like that, but we consider it as information, neutral information that's going to help us make the best choices so that we don't get into judging ourselves in the midst of the escalation, judging others, getting angry, or even acting out in order to punish or change the situation by force. Just as important as it is to maintain self-awareness on that escalation side of the volcano in order to keep your lava levels down, in order to keep stress down and make wise choices. If by chance you were to make a mistake, you were to yell or act out in a way that would be destructive toward yourself or someone that you love, self-awareness on the recovery side of that volcano is just as critical. It's very common for us to experience guilt and shame and anger at ourselves, and we want to be able to also do the same thing on that recovery side. When we are becoming aware of those emotions, we want to also take that window of escape to be able to care for ourselves and to reconcile with ourselves when we are already feeling bad about ourselves because of making a mistake or acting out in some type of way. If we're not careful, that will load the stress as we face stressful situations and will deteriorate our sense of resiliency. So as we conclude, I want to let you know that this is a huge area of equipping. It feels like we've just scratched the surface of understanding resiliency, understanding how connectedness to ourselves and self-awareness builds resiliency inside of us because it enables us to respond to cues and begin to make choices about our thoughts and our behavior. I can imagine that each of you carry more resiliency than you realize. And as you begin to interact with some of this material, that resiliency level will rise. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. We'll do our very best to connect you with those that would be able to provide you best care and best help. Thank you for listening to this video. This has been brought to you by the Shasta County Office of Education, as well as First 5 Shasta. Each of these organizations care so much about you and your family and know that you're seen and you're heard, and we want to hear from you, so please reach out with any questions or comments.